Hi everybody, I'm Beebs Kelley. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to have a little fun and take a look at Vogue's list of the best Oscars dresses of all time. If you missed my video on this year's Oscars, I will link it for you. There were a few really amazing, impactful hits, but not as many as I was hoping for. So in that spirit of being underwhelmed, I thought, let's go look at these that are supposed to be the best Oscars dresses ever and get impressed. Let's see if we agree. Right off the bat, I'm not 100% behind this being on the best Oscars of all time list. Let's see what they put here. This is Rihanna in 2023. This is a maternity bodycon dress, and it says here that it has just the right amount of sheerness, and the leather accents made her otherwise classic silhouette feel totally modern. I mean, yeah, it's not too sheer. I agree with that. I really like the way it is up top, but I'm just not 100% behind the way it looks across the belly. I mean, it is a nice, edgy alternative for a maternity dress, but perhaps it's just not, I don't know. Is it the best of all time? I don't know. Gemma Chan in Valentino 2019. Okay, this is couture. It looks comfortable. It has pockets. Yes. I really like Gemma Chan. She does amazing fashion. She dresses so perfectly and styles herself so well, or listens to her stylist, whatever. This I just don't love. Things that look like you're literally just, you know how you could take a sheet and turn it into a ghost costume? You got a lot of extra fabric. It reminds me too much of that. This looks a little bit overwhelming, even though it's interesting. I don't know. Too much volume. Mila Kunis in Elie Saab 2011. This is a beautiful lavender dress. It has strategic lace paneling and gorgeous draping. It is very pretty and very pretty on her. I absolutely love Elie Saab's skill with lace. It is impeccable. He does such an amazing job. The way this just diffuses over her bust like this and it's reflected throughout the dress is magical. It's delicate. It's amazing. It really is beautiful. This is a beautiful work of art as a dress, and she looks stunning in it. This is one that you guys talk to me about all the time. Julia Roberts, Valentino 2001. This is a vintage gown, and this was her first time Oscars win for Erin Brockovich. It's a velvet and satin Valentino gown, and it is definitely timeless, definitely gorgeous. So much of this is perfection. You can't argue with it. It is a classic and stunning choice. In 1998, Sharon Stone did high-low dressing, just like Ina Garten does high-low cuisine. This is a Vera Wang skirt and a Gap shirt, and it just blew people away. I think it needed some good, big stones on the earrings, you know, something big and chunky to match that bracelet. But I think the skirt is absolutely beautiful, and I think it was an edgy choice, you know. It obviously became a big deal because it was such a statement that she just put a shirt from the Gap on with this Vera Wang skirt. The skirt is really pretty. I've never really stopped to look at it before. Lauren Hutton in Helston, 1975, with a huge fur coat shrug on top. I don't know. This pastel dress, though, reminds me of the Versace pastel dress that Blake Lively wore that just had that same sort of flowy look to it. I wish I could see more of the dress here. I don't know that I would put it on the best dressed list since it doesn't have a very good picture, but whatever, Vogue. Regina King is wearing Louis Vuitton in 2021. This particular dress took over 62,000 sequins, 3,900 crystals, and 140 hours to produce. Impressive, yes. I feel like this is really interesting. The construction of it is impeccable and beautiful and amazing. These shoulders that are reminiscent of like a butterfly are very much not overwhelming her overall silhouette here. It still achieves really great balance because they are open underneath. So you can totally tell, like, the eye doesn't read this as widening the way it might if the sleeves were constructed differently. So this was really ingenious and very beautiful. It's an interesting color combination too. The detailing along the hemline is stunning. Ooh, this one I remember. It was so gorgeous. Natalie Portman is wearing Dior. This is 2020. Absolutely fabulous. She always looks amazing in Dior. I feel like she just is a perfect match for the brand. The matching cape was embroidered with names of snubbed female directors. I think that this was a really beautiful dress. I absolutely love the way that it has this sheer panel with the sweetheart neckline. I wish I could see more of the dress though. Oh, Grace Kelly in 1955 wearing Edith Head. This is a gorgeous color, looks to have impeccable draping. Absolutely lovely. Zendaya in Valentino Couture 2022. This was a cropped white button-up shirt is paired up with a silver sequined skirt that felt modern and classic at the same time, and I completely agree. I really, really like this. I think she did a perfect choice of hair, perfect choice of jewelry, rocking it in every single way. This is really nice, really beautiful. I'm not sure I agree with this one. This is Uma Thurman in Bottega Veneta 2022. The person who put it on the list says that it's effortlessly sophisticated while still thoughtful and considerate. I agree. She says it was giving pure self-assured elegance, the kind only a woman with Uma's trajectory would emanate, so chic. I also loved that this felt reminiscent of the Vera Wang silk skirt and Gap button-down shirt that Sharon Stone wore to the Oscars in '98. True, it is kind of a nod to that, but I don't know. I feel like this one's just a little too boring and basic to be on the best Oscars looks of all time. Come on. Something more pal is in order here. Charlize Theron is wearing Gucci in this picture. This is 2004. It's a silver glittering Gucci gown. A good example that less is more. True. It is really nice. It is really pretty, and her styling is perfect for it. But again, I'm not 100% sure I would put this on the best of all time. I don't love those center slits usually. Okay, this one will cause some rumbles in the comments section. Cher in Bob Mackie 1974. It's a watercolor-esque print of pastel colors on a flattering tube top of sorts with a matching flowing skirt. I think it's a costume piece. I think it's pretty. But I also think it's a performance piece, not an Oscars dress. I absolutely love this one. This is amazing and definitely worthy of being on the list. This is 2008, Marion Cotillard in Jean Paul Gaultier. This is amazing. This is a couture gown with a fishtail shape that is both sexy and demure at the same time. The intricate scallop detail is gorgeous. And I love the layered golden necklaces with this. This is just gorgeous, gorgeous styling. Everything about it. I mean, I would say maybe the boobs could have used a tiny bit of a rework, but this dress is amazing. Martha Plimpton in a vintage cream satin bias cut dress in 1989 is giving old Hollywood elegance, but also has a little bit of a cool edge to it. I'm not sure that I would put this on the best Oscars dresses of all time. But part of that's because it's not exactly my vibe. I think the satin looks amazing and it's really, really pretty. And look, that's River Phoenix. What do you know? Is it the best? You guys, I don't know. So far, I haven't agreed with a lot of these. But this one I do. This is Givenchy Couture 2011. Kate Blanchett here wearing this amazing dress. This haute couture dress has an amazing juxtaposition of soft, swishy textures with this armor-like tailoring across the top. And it's got this like lilac and chartreuse color scheme. It's just really beautiful, and it has an amazing balance to it and interest. It's interesting without throwing off her proportions. I really, really like it. I think they were smart to draw attention to the waistline here to create a center point for you to kind of focus in on, because there is so much interest to it, but it's also done so softly that it makes it really amazing, impressive. I do like it. I also agree with this one, Lupita Nyong'o in Prada 2022. This is an iconic gold dress for her, very fitting for the Oscars. I'm not a huge fan of this style of fringe on the skirts. They also had Sarah Paulson in a green version of this that was a little bit different. It had like, I think if I remember correctly, a really deep plunge v-neck, but this is still really beautiful and Lupita looks amazing in it. Tessa Thompson in Chanel Couture 2019. It's a new interpretation of a classic column gown with sequined panels and subtle ruffles, adding a little bit of interest to a classic LBD. I quite like it. I think she needed a necklace for it, but it's not overwhelming her proportions. I feel like it's working just fine for her proportions. In fact, it's balancing out her shoulder line nicely with those ruffles around the hip. It's interesting, it's pretty. Is it my favorite? No. Is it the best of all time? I don't know, but it's pretty. I like it. I've never seen this picture before. Audrey Hepburn in Givenchy 1975. This dress really does have a playful sophistication to it, and it's just really cute, really pretty, very well done. I love the embellishments of it, but I wish I could see more of it. Oh, this one's really pretty. She looks amazing. Jessica Alba in Versace 2006. This is gorgeous, stunning. Wow. This is a timeless dress. The details on the bottom are subtle and beautiful and just blend in very, very nice with the gold tone of this dress. It looks like a really comfortable dress to wear, nice and swishy. I would say it's maybe a little bit heavy on the embellishment and the texture change across the lower half of the bodice area and transitioning into the skirt. It maybe could have been minimized just a tad to incorporate it a little bit more nicely, but overall it's really, really beautiful. I agree. Never seen this picture before either. What is this? Jane Fonda in Saint Laurent, 1972. You can't even see the outfit. Why is this on the list of best Oscars dresses of all time? I feel cheated. What's happening? Ooh, but this one does belong. Gwyneth Paltrow, Tom Ford, 2012. Perfect. Immaculate. Stunning. Nothing more to say. This is amazing. She could have used a little bit of shapewear to smooth out the underlayer just a tad. Not that she needs it, but just that it catches the eye and it shouldn't. Gorgeous. Perfect styling too. Kirsten Dunst in Christian Lacroix 2022. This is a vintage style dress from his fall 2002 couture collection with tiered ruffles, bright pink hue, feeling fresh and modern 2 decades later. I mean, I would agree. It's really, really pretty and fun. I feel like she definitely needs a necklace though. 100%. It's not my favorite, but I like it. This one does belong on this list. 2021 Zendaya Valentino, this stunning yellow gown. She looked like a goddess. Perfect. It is a modern take to the floor-length gown. It has this cutout that's not too much to where it's like not tasteful or anything like that. It still looks really nice. It kept the style fresh and fun, but still elevated to where you need it to be for glamour and the Oscars. So it was a really nice, perfect balance, just gorgeous for sure. Another good choice, Salma Hayek in Armani, 1997. This is the time that she wore a tiara, and I completely love it. I'm obsessed. She totally rocked it. I remember her talking about this, saying how so many people thought she was just crazy or over the top, that the tiara was a bad idea, and advised her to not wear the tiara. And she was like, I am wearing the tiara, and thank goodness she wore the tiara because it made the outfit. Without it, this would have been so underwhelming, especially because she didn't have on a necklace. The tiara was ingenious. Listen to Salma Hayek. She knows what she's doing. Jennifer Lawrence, Christian Dior Couture, 2013. This was amazing. This was so beautiful. The dress was so amazing. But the detail that really pushed it over the edge was the necklace that she wore. This was a delicate necklace that she actually wore to cascade down her back. It was a real innovation at the time. It was something completely new and fresh, and it really caught the eye and elevated the look overall with that subtle detail. And that is the power of styling. When you do something just a tiny little twist to it, something really subtle and small to really just push it into that elevated category, it makes the look. It's amazing. This is a very beautiful dress. Some people felt like it was maybe looking a little bit like it's falling down a tad. It may be, but the rest of it is so gorgeous. It is very voluminous. There is a lot of fabric going on, but it is the Oscars. Winona Ryder in Chanel in 1997. I feel like this is on the list because it was cool and innovative at the time, and it showed her nonchalant character. Something just kind of pretty and feminine, but had some edge to it and whatnot. It's not over the top. It's not voluminous. It's not ball gown, right? Otherwise, I'm not 100% sure why it's on the list. Explain. Okay, this one I know is on the list because it was such a statement, and people made a big deal about it when Celine Dion wore this Christian Dior suit backwards. This is one of those moments that became iconic because of the statement that it made, rather than the piece itself being particularly amazing or beautiful. This is Amanda Seyfried in Giorgio Armani 2021. Absolutely not. This is not to be on any best Oscars of all time list. No. The poofs along the top of the bust look like shower loofahs. They're not cute. They're not working. The way that it fits around her waist and her hips before the skirt flares out is widening her and making her look heavy. It's making her look thicker, wider, and bigger than she is. It's not a good cut for her. It is not flattering. Also, the way that it's cut across the bodice, where the boobs are, is again kind of coming up too high and awkwardly and just very up here. This is not flattering her figure, so this should not be on this list. I accept this one. Janelle Monáe and Ralph Lauren 2020. This is a statement for sure. This silhouette is amazing. It is impressive. It is different and interesting. It's unconventional and even futuristic, but it still looks glamorous and polished because it doesn't have anything else competing with it. It is such a simple, perfect fit. It is hitting her at the exact right spot on her waistline. It's nice and snug and slim fit throughout the top, so it's allowing it to work. If they tried to do anything different with this, if they tried to make it any more voluminous, if they tried to add even just one more ruffle somewhere, it would be tragic. But this came out really, really nice. Bjork, I think is how you say it, in 2001, should not be on this list. Why is this happening? This article lied. They said best Oscars dresses of all time, not most famous, most ridiculous, or weirdest. And that is the only thing that this swan dress is. It is not the best of all time. Get it off the list. Billy Porter and Christian Siriano, 2019. I think that this was the first time that a man wore a dress on the red carpet, and that's why it's a big deal, I suppose. It's a tuxedo dress. I think that that's why it's on this list, because it's an iconic moment. Lupita Nyong'o in Prada in 2014. This is a really pretty moment here. It really evokes Cinderella, Disney princess, just this gorgeous ice blue that has a bit of a sparkle to it. It's all flowy and amazing. It fits her impeccably well. It's gorgeous. It literally looks like a Cinderella outfit. It's very, very pretty and very simple, but it didn't need anything more. Sometimes the most gorgeous dresses are the most simple because they're just done well, so they look nice and gorgeous. Viola Davis in Armani Privé, 2017. I think it's pretty. I think that the way it's draped around the shoulders works, but I'm not 100% behind this sort of like loop around the neck. It almost is just giving the visual that that's holding the whole thing up, which it is, but I'm just not sure that I like that. I feel like it cheapens it a little bit almost. It reminds me of the handle of a shopping bag. But I like the rest of the dress. Faye Dunaway and Theodora Van Runkel in 1968. Can't see the dress at all. I'll have to take their word for it. If anybody remembers this dress, please tell me about it. Elsie Fisher and Tom Brown, 2019. Is this to be on the best Oscars dresses of all time? No. Halle Berry. This was super famous. It kicked off Elie Saab's career. According to him, it was a really big deal for him in his career when in 2002 she wore his dress. It is very gorgeous, very flattering to her figure. It is not one of my absolute favorites of all time, but it was a huge statement at the time. It was very innovative. It is very well done and very pretty. I'll give it that. And it's important. It's an iconic moment in history. Michelle Williams in Vera Wang, 2006. Really, really pretty. I don't love, though, the ruffling across the neckline here. I'm not even 100% sure that that's a good cut for her. I feel like it's widening her shoulder line too much and thereby widening her figure overall. So I really only like it from the waist down. But what do you guys think? This was a big moment. Nicole Kidman in Balenciaga 2007. This cherry red gown with the big, huge bow. Such a huge deal. So gorgeous. Very iconic. It fits her perfectly. Look at how smooth this is. She wore the right undergarments, you guys. This is a perfect example of somebody making everything perfectly smooth for their base so that their dress can do its job. Angelina Jolie in Mark Bauer 2004. Fabulous. This was recently reworn by Sydney Sweeney. It's really pretty. I love it. The satin looks buttery and luscious. I think it's great. Zendaya again in Giambattista Valli Haute Couture 2018. Really, really nice. Now, he tends to take things too far. This is not one of those times. This looks really cool. Styling is perfect. Again, thank goodness. She does this perky updo, this nice tight little bun up here, just really elongates her up out of the volume that's happening across the top of this dress. Perfect choice, perfectly balanced. If she had her hair down, this would be a frumpy tragedy. This is beautiful. Lupita Nyong'o in Calvin Klein Collection 2015. And this is literally covered in pearls, like all across the bodice and top. It's honestly a little bit chunky for my taste. I feel like it's just real thick and chunky up here. I don't know that I would put it on the best Oscars dresses of all time, but it is definitely a masterpiece of an art piece that is impressive and beautiful and innovative in its own right. I'm not 100% behind it for this particular list just because of the chunkiness of it across the top. Hilary Swank sent people into a tizzy with this Guy Laroche dress in 2005 because of how low the back of it is. Now this has become a trend and something we see all the time. It looked really, really pretty. She pulled it off perfectly and set a trend she doesn't get enough credit for. Diane Carroll, is that how you pronounce her name? 1969, this blush gown with the sheer overlay cape situation. It's ethereal, it's beautiful. I get where they're going with it. We have Angelica Huston in Halston in 1975. Another one that's very pretty, but looks a little simple to be on this particular list. I don't know that I would say it qualifies for best of all time. Same with this one. Claire Danes, 1997. This bias cut skirt in the satiny fabric and then the t-shirt. This belongs on a worst dressed list. I don't like anything about it except the color. Why is it on this list? Get it off. Take it away. Cameron Diaz, Manuel Ungaro Couture, 2002. It is really pretty. I love the flowers. I love the details of it. Interesting and unique and different. It has a little bit of a boho edge to it rather than a glitzy glamour, so I feel like it deserves a place on this list for how unique it is. Uma Thurman in Prada. This one was 1995. A minimalist princess moment. I agree. It is. It's very, very pretty. I love the sparkle on the bottom. I think it was a fine choice. Nicole Kidman, Christian Dior Couture, 1997, Chartreuse. This is that infamous moment where Joan Rivers yelled at her that it was an ugly color. Well, Chartreuse isn't for everybody, but the dress itself, if you set aside the color, is impeccable. It's so gorgeous. It fits her beautifully. The embroidery on it's so pretty. I love how it comes down the sides of the rib cage like that. That's so unique. Love it. Don't love the shoes. The pointed toe satin silver shoes those gotta go. Those are bad. Reese Witherspoon. Ooh, this one was beautiful. Christian Dior Vintage 2006. This was stunning. Oh my gosh. How long did this take to make? It probably took forever. I feel like she needed a necklace for this. It accentuates her figure. I love the color combinations. Everything about it is just fabulous. Barbara Streisand in 1969 wearing this, I don't know, it's just an interesting number. I don't know that I'd put it on this list. Madonna in 1998, again, I'm not sure I would put that on this list. It looks really messy around the bust and the shoulders. It looks slightly frumpy around there. What's going on? Oh, this one. Natalie Portman Vintage Christian Dior 2012. Obsessed. This was a dress from the 1954 collection. This red polka dotted dress I love, and it's perfect. Look at how it's constructed around the bust, accentuating her waist. Perfect flare to the dress. Stunning. Alicia Vikander in Louis Vuitton 2016. Love it. It's a pale yellow balloon style skirt. I'm obsessed. I feel like the shoes are a perfect choice and the bubble hem is exactly what this fun dress needed. It's just gorgeous. I love it. It's interesting. It has a different silhouette. It's something new and fresh and youthful and fabulous. It was apparently inspired by Belle from Beauty and the Beast, which makes me love it even more. Tilda Swinton in Lanvin 2009. I would not put it on the best Oscars dresses of all time, though I respect Tilda's style. Michelle Williams 2012 Louis Vuitton vibrant peplum gown. Has a lot of texture going on, but it's all monochrome. I feel like it works really, really nicely. It's a good example of how to have good balance. When you've got a bright color and you're incorporating texture and you're creating an interesting silhouette, you don't want a ton of volume also. You don't want a ton of additional embellishments, and you don't want too many other aspects brought in there. So there's no additional colors, there's no additional fabric changes. It allowed it to create a really nice balanced finish that has a lot of interest to it. It's really pretty. Winona Ryder in Vintage 1996. I think it's really pretty. I like it better than the other one they put on this list from her. This one definitely belongs. Jennifer Lawrence, Calvin Klein, 2011. This was a statement. This was perfection. This was showing people exactly how to do simple, gorgeous glamour. Just perfect finish. Look, there is nothing showing through on her base layer. So she had the correct undergarments on. Everything looks flawless. She looks impeccably beautiful. The styling is perfect. This minimalistic approach can be so incredibly flattering and just creates a timeless look where decades from now, people will look back and say, that's one of the best of all time, and it actually was. What is your favorite Oscars dress you've ever seen on the red carpet before? Please leave it in the comments and let me know, and what you thought was the best and worst from today's list. I only agreed with like half of Vogue's choices. They lied. These were not the best Oscars dresses of all time, but they were pretty good. Some of them were good. Half were good. 50%. It's still enough, but hey, that was fun. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, found it at least somewhat fun or interesting to watch. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a happy day ahead. I'll see you next time. Bye!